All right, I found out what's worse than the New York City Police Department. It's the New York Police Department with robotic police dogs. Don't worry, they will only use them to protect you and to keep you safe. You have the mayor's word on it. It says New York City officials unveiled 3 new high-tech policing devices on Tuesday, including a robotic dog that critics called creepy when it first joined the police pack 2.5 years ago. This is like Rise of the Machines, guys. And, we see AI taking over. We see OpenAI and Chat GPT and all this stuff being implemented. Now, New York City is going to unleash the dogs on the people of New York City. I just want to show you this real quick. I'm going to interrupt this a couple times because I don't want to copyright strike, but this is kind of, if you're not familiar with the Boston Dynamic robotic dogs, these things can do amazing things. They can keep a constant fast-paced speed. They're hard to push over, almost impossible to push over. And they can load these things with weapons. They can load them with tear gas canisters. They can load them with semi-auto weapons, fully auto weapons. Check this out.
First, there is DigiDog, sniffing out danger. Then there's the GPS Dart, tracking cars driven by people up to no good. And you might run into this roundish robot, keeping an eye on places like Times Square.
We want the public to know that the use of these technologies will be transparent, consistent, and always done in collaboration with the people that we serve.
Transparent, consistent, and always in collaboration with the people we serve. We're here to protect and serve you. How did they get the money for it? We're going to find out later that they got it through the extortion called civil asset forfeiture, and they dipped into the taxation fund. So either way you look at it, the citizens, the people of New York City funded this project so they could buy these robotic toys that they can use to deploy against the people of New York City.
NYPD showcasing 3 new tools that will be rolled out in the coming months. Pilot programs, the department says, linking cops with new technology, especially during extreme situations.
In hostage negotiations, counterterrorism incidents, and other situations as needed.
Yeah, that's all it is. We're going to deploy these things against you, and I guarantee you we are going to be transparent. If there's anybody you can count on the New York City Police Department. Let me just refresh your memory in case you're new to my channel and you don't know this. This is the Mullen Commission that was conducted back in July of 1994. And this is hand in hand with the Knapp Commission, which happened back in the 1970s, 20 years beforehand. But listen to what it says. This is the conclusion of the Mullen Commission. After they investigated the NYPD, they said today's corruption, that's in the NYPD. Today's corruption is not the corruption of Knapp Commission days. Corruption then, and we're talking about corruption within the New York City Police Department. Those men and women, those boys and girls in blue who are meant to protect and serve you. The corruption of the New York City Police Department then was largely a corruption of accommodation of criminals and police officers giving and taking bribes, buying and selling protection. Corruption was then, during the Knapp Commission days, in its essence, consensual. Today's corruption in the New York City Police Department is characterized by brutality, theft, abuse of authority, and active police criminality. So when you have theft by the New York City Police Department, you have abuse of authority, and you have active police criminality, what do you think is going to happen when they launch the robotic dogs against you? Nothing good. Nothing at all good.
Was originally launched during the de Blasio administration, but the program was suspended. Civil rights activists said it was an example of over-aggressive policing. Today, Mayor Adams barked back at those complaints.
DigiDog is out of the pound. DigiDog is now part of the toolkit that we are using.
Similar robots.
You trust these people? You trust this commissioner right here? You trust the commissioner? You trust the mayor? You trust the police chief? You trust these people that they're not going to use this dog against you? They're not going to unleash the hounds on you. They're not going to arm this thing with tear gas canisters and fully automatic weaponry to go after you. You can count on them not to have this thing malfunction as it goes after you or goes after the wrong people, because this thing has to be programmed. And the people, the human beings are still going to control it. But when it may come a day where the machines start taking over and they start thinking for themselves, and then they start targeting humans.
We are using
Similar robots have been used in places like airports and college campuses, cameras and two-way communications, connecting police with people who need help. The GPS DART, already in use, launched in some cases at so-called ghost cars, illegal rides using phony paper license plates.
Phony paper license plates. You're not going to get away in the state of New York, or at least in New York City, with having a phony paper license plate. We are going to force you, and if you don't comply, if you don't comply with our enforcing this and forcing you to go and register and pay your vehicle tax and your registration and get your proof of insurance, we're going to put one of these markers, these GPS markers on you, and we're going to follow you to where you live. And then we're going to make you do it. After we take you down to the precinct and, make you strip down to nothing and do a little, oh, we got a body cavity search going here, huh? Bend over. We really appreciate this. We appreciate your business, and let us show you how much we really appreciate it. No KY jelly for you.
And while we're doing this, it allows our officers to stay safe, limit pursuits, and let the GPS do its job.
So who pays for all this stuff? Well, police say $750,000 for 2 dogs comes from forfeiture money, additional funds from the capital budget.
Who paid for your suit there, Mayor? Mayor's got a nice, snazzy suit, custom fit. Look at that baby. I bet that's $1,000, $1,500, maybe $3,000 suit. Where'd you get that money there, Mr. Adams?
Mayor took a bite at reporters asking specific money questions.
This is an investment in our public safety.
The new recruits start popping up this summer.
Investment in, this right here is an investment in public safety. That's BS, man. And anybody who would dare to give up essential liberty for a little bit of politically promised security, which is what Adams is offering you here. Hey, we're offering you security here. We just want to make sure that you're safe. That's all we're doing. We're going to be completely transparent with this. The new devices, which also include a GPS tracker for stolen cars and cone-shaped security robot, will be rolled out in a manner that is transparent, consistent, and always done in close collaboration with the people we serve. It says the city's first robot police dog was leased in 2020 by Adams' predecessor, former Mayor Bill de Blasio, but the city's contract for the device was cut short after critics derided it as creepy and dystopian. I would absolutely agree. If you can't trust the humans, how are you going to trust the machines that are run by the humans and may one day be run by themselves? Adams said he won't bow to anti-robot dog pressure. Because we can really use this to our advantage, man. You talk about increasing revenues. Boy, we can pay ourselves back with the $750,000 investment by tagging people's vehicles, making sure they're registered, making sure people don't slip through the loopholes. We threaten them and coerce them and violate their rights. A few loud people are opposed to it, and we took a step back. That is not how I operate. I operate on looking at what's best for the city. Civil libertarians and police reform advocates question the need for the high-tech devices. Quote, this latest announcement is just the most recent example of how Mayor Adams allows unmitigated overspending of the NYPD's massively bloated budget. The NYPD is buying robot dogs and other fancy tech while New Yorkers can't access food stamps because city agencies are short-staffed and New Yorkers are getting evicted because they can't access their right to counsel. Now, the people I think about in New York City are Brooklyn Audit, Good Guy Audits, and Eli. So if you guys can do some investigative work on this and maybe get some of these robots on camera misbehaving, because you know they will, and being misused by the authorities against the people, because you know it always happens, I'll be looking forward to those videos. Although I hope those videos never have to happen. I hope I'm wrong on this. But if you look at history and you look at the abuse of authority and the power and the brutalization by the NYPD on the people they're supposed to be protecting and serving, it is absolutely off the charts. This person right here says, the NYPD is turning bad science fiction into terrible policing. New Yorkers deserve real safety, not a knockoff RoboCop. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comment section below. It really helps me combat the algorithm. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. If you want to support me, grab a hard-hitting conversation starting design you can get in the shirt store. You can put it on a shirt, hoodie, mug, cell phone case, whatever you want. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.